Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sarah, and we're the Global Geezers.
We are in Copenhagen, Denmark. This is our last stop on our back-to-back cruise. Kind of bummed, but we've been on a long time, and maybe it's time to get off? I don't know.
I'm ready to stay someplace for a little while longer.
But we're gonna view this city and take you with us, so let's go. It's a beautiful day here in Copenhagen. Just walking around. Thought we'd bypass the hop-on, hop-off bus for now. I think the port's in a kind of a hybrid business residential area. Got a lot of old stone streets though. And they got new modern stuff. Kind of mixed with old with the new. I see an anchor, Port City. I think that's like, I don't know, the golden standard, or I don't know what to call it. Don't want to say mascot of the port cities, but it seems like every port city has an anchor.
For whatever reason, The Little Mermaid seems to be everybody's focus, but I think this one is so much more impressive. I don't know. What do you think?
Going into the fort. Oh, there's some thick walls. Looks like barracks. Cool. Barracks for the Danish army. You can walk up above it. It's kind of like a star-shaped island. Looks like they use this area for office buildings, from what we can tell. One thing I like about European old buildings is a lot of times they put the year it was built on the building, so it's easy to know how long it's been there. Like this one right here behind me, 1725. The old wood barricade, opened by hand. The front of the fort has 1663 on it, so it's been around a while. Nice thing is you come out right from the fort and look at that beautiful church right there. Wow.
All right, we're crossing back over the other side of the moat. We have this beautiful water with the water lilies. They're all in blossom. It's really pretty.
Walking towards those gold domes over there to check out that. And there's another dome further down. Maybe we'll get down to that. It's not gold, but looks impressive. We're walking right next to the Denmark Design Museum. Gates. There's a sign for the museum as we head toward the city center. The Mexican consulate is right there because the Mexican flag is flying there. That usually indicates consulates. The church right on the main street. It's another church. Beautiful gold domes. It's not very big. It only goes back to, you can see on the right. Copenhagen does have a metro. Here's one of the metro stops right here. It's underground. You just take the stairs down, but they're all delineated by the big red M. But ooh, look at that! Holy cow! It's a beautiful church. I think it's a church because it's got a cross on the top. Maybe it's not a church. I guess I'll have to look that up and post that below. Nice, they got flags hanging. Just very beautiful architecture here too. Just a lot of cool, a lot of good craftsmanship on these buildings. You can look at the top right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a stone sculpture at the top of this building. We're just walking along this building and look at the stonework in the building. It's just all part of a window. Oh, that looks something official. It's got the gates of, wow, you shall not pass. Got this beautiful old church, and I love the way it blends in with the residential building in the background. It's just the same kind of brick. And then right down there you've got white. So I mean, the architecture and what they use on the outside is different on just about every building. Yes, this city is just as bike friendly as Amsterdam. Plenty of bike lanes, a lot of bicycles. Got some cafes lined up here. Just getting ready to open, still kind of early. They do have public toilets in the city, which makes it nice, so if you have to go, you have a place to go. Around every corner we turn, we come across some interesting piece of architecture. That's a cool building. Got copper domes and made out of brick. It's like a nice large park right in the center of town. We got some tents out. Looks like there's some festivities going on. Kongshav. Park is open from 7 to 10. It's got some monuments. They even have stoplights for the bikes. That's so cool. And there's a lot of bikes.
So we're just walking down the street and we're looking at the different architectures of these 4 different corners of this block. You have this old brick style, and then across the street over here you have like this old original Scandinavian looking building. You have this really brand new construction block kind of thing, and then look at how beautiful this is. Just really different, you know? They just kind of put anything and anywhere and hold on to the old stuff that they can and build around it. It's just crazy. I mean, it's neat.
There's a lot of crooked buildings and crooked windows and crooked things along this section here. These must be old original buildings, because yeah, they look like they've been a while. There's that red building in the middle's got a row of windows that kind of slope down. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera, but that's hilarious. Parkering. I guess that's a new way of parking. Yeah. Oh, Canada. Here's the Canadian embassy. We're gonna check out this church over here. Okay, we cross the street to go check out this church, and then we turn around the corner and we see that. It's just like every corner, every turn, you find something. And even look at that. Look at those over there, those spires, church spires over there. It's just everywhere. Ooh, they have an organ festival going on here. 1655, this church was established. Does not have stained glass windows. They're just clear. Interesting. And they're having an organ festival, so if it's having an organ festival, you know the organ must be impressive. And you know I like looking at the church pipe organ, so we're gonna go take a look at this one too. One thing that strikes me about this church is the woodwork. The dark wood and the carvings in the wood themselves. They're just beautiful. I don't know how it's coming over this, but in person they're just exquisite. Look at the altar. Look at the woodwork on that. The old wooden pews. Yeah, that's here. But look at this. Look at this area here. It's just unbelievable. You got a canal. That looks like an official government building. But I mean, you just go turn to your left a little bit more. Beautiful building there. And then look at the spire on that thing. All the way down. Ah, just... Here's the back side of the church. Looks like you could take a canal cruise right there. This is interesting. At the top of that building, I'll circle it, there's a crow's nest, like on top of a mast of a ship. And then right down here, you got a statue of what looks to be like a pirate. Of course, it's all backlit. Gotta love that sun. Magasin du Nord. That's a department store. But you can see we found another metro stop. Elevators that'll take you down. And then another old building. Lots of buses here too. Bus stops everywhere. It's very easy to get around in Copenhagen. Tour de France fan park. Oh. Wow, pretty garden. Does the Tour de France come through Copenhagen? I wouldn't think so.
Tour de France 2022, July 1st through 3rd.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is.
So I guess the tour does come through here. Yep. But this is probably why it's setting up here, because that's the French embassy right there, and the Tour de France does come through here. That's a giant anchor. Look at all the people next to it. I think we found Restaurant Row. Different companies, canal tours.
Just along the canal and the waterway that everybody thinks of when they think of Copenhagen. Tons of little restaurants and cafes to sit at along here. Many of them shaded. It is pretty warm today. I don't think it's too warm, but it is really nice. And I'm sure the locals are loving it. The canal is over here. But I think we might find a place to sit down and have a drink and a snack.
Some nice brick facades saying 1756 on it. As we get closer and closer to the harbor, less tourists. I guess the tourists turned left or right. We're going toward the harbor. I imagine we'll find something kind of nice there. Maybe a place to sit down and have a beer and get some shade and the breeze, and that would be really nice. I'm sure Sarah would appreciate it. You've got the old city right here, and then you just look, boom, brand new spanking buildings going up. Guess you got to watch out for the rocks in the harbor too. So here's the harbor. You can see the Navy, Danish Navy over there, and more of the harbor. Looks like that used to be a fountain. This is called Amelie Haven. We just kind of stumbled across this while we were walking along the port. Squared bushes. So obviously it's a manicured garden. Sit down and relax in. Now there's a better look at the power plant. Architecturally, it's pretty interesting. Looks like we found the Royal Cast Collection. So this must be a cast museum.
This is that first church that we saw on our walk off the ship right after the fort. The fort is actually on the other side of the church. Really pretty.
You can hear the fountain. Very pretty town. Very picturesque. Interesting spot for a polar bear. I see my beautiful wife over there, sunning herself with a nice beer, waiting for some food. Got Carlsberg, and here's chorizo and turkey with tomato and cheese.
Yummy.
The whole cost for this was 170 Danish krone, which is about $17.
Not bad for right on the water.
Yeah. And we thought we'd end this day with a look at the most iconic statue in Copenhagen. I'm sure you've all seen it. Well, that's Copenhagen. What did you think of Copenhagen?
It was nice. There were some areas that I thought were very Copenhagen-like that are the things that you typically see when you're looking at photos of Copenhagen. But the rest of it is just really cool buildings. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I thought it had very interesting architecture, variations too. It was just, you got modern with old, you've got, it's all just wrapped up in one beautiful city. But as you can see, we got the beautiful church behind us that we saw earlier. And this is where we're going to end our day because we're going to head back to the ship. Unfortunately, we only get so much time in these cities, so all we can do is give you a little taste and show you what we see. But I'm sure there's so much more to see of this city and all the other cities that we saw. Fortunately, this is the last stop on our cruises, but we do have a couple more cruises coming up, and we're going to one place where I guarantee 99.9% of you have never been to or have no desire to go to. And that's coming in the future. But until then, bye. Got the Mexican consulate building, or the Mexican, good God. Gunnar Mikkelsen. Or Sooner, yeah, Gunnar, whatever. Somebody Mikkelsen.
This shot is for all of the women who follow our vlog that might seem to think the same way I do, which is there's a lot of naked women statues around and there's not a whole lot of naked men statues around. So here you go.
So Sarah, should we buy a sailboat and sail around the world?
No.
Hell, I guess that's not going to be our next great adventure.
Sailboats are a lot of work.
Yeah, but they're a lot of fun and freedom, and you can see so many ports and so many small islands, and it's just...
Maybe you should go try it. You seem really interested. I think you should go try that. Let me know how it works out.
Yeah, no. I'll stick with the big boats. The ones where they take care of it. That's my kind of style.